Borderline personality disorder can be difficult even for professionals to identify and diagnose. But there is one subtype of BPD that is much easier to recognize, and that is the impulsive type. Although the impulsive borderline can be initially misdiagnosed with bipolar, ADHD, anxiety, depression, trauma-related or substance abuse disorders, as time goes on and the erratic mental, emotional, and behavioral cycle continues, even with conventional treatment like psychotherapy and medication, it becomes clear that BPD is the actual correct diagnosis. Today, I'm focusing specifically on females with borderline personality disorder, specifically the impulsive type, which can be very damaging, very destructive, and very, very toxic, especially when left untreated. Yes, males also have BPD, but I am focusing on female impulsive borderlines in this video because I feel that there's not enough resources out there for men who are in toxic relationships with these types of women. I'm Lise Leblanc, and as a therapist for over 20 years and a life coach for over a decade, I have worked with many clients diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, as well as their partners and family members. So in today's video, I will give you 10 signs of a female who has borderline personality disorder, specifically the impulsive type. This video is for informational purposes only, and it is not intended to replace professional supports and services. So if you need help with your specific situation, please reach out to a mental health professional in your area. Okay, so let's dive right in. The first sign, of course, is the intense love bombing, which happens with all borderlines or cluster B personality types. But with the impulsive borderline, the intensity is out of this world, from 0 to 100 literally overnight. And you will also be sex bombed. You will experience things you've only fantasized about. I'm not going to go into great detail about this love bombing, sex bombing stage because I covered it in several other videos. But the gist of it is that she will idealize you like you are some kind of god that was put on this earth just for her. The excitement, the intensity of this woman will fire you up on every level. She is charismatic, energetic, and she will come across as the sweetest, most sensual, thoughtful, perfect soulmate for you. The second sign is that she will overshare emotionally, putting herself in a very vulnerable, submissive position where you are her hero, savior, knight in shining armor. You think she's just misunderstood. She's been mistreated. But now that she's found you, everything is going to be perfectly fine. But what you don't know is that this is the same story and setup for every guy before you, and it will be the same for every guy after you. It is a pattern. During the initial stages, there may be part of you that is questioning whether this is too good to be true. But your doubts are overshadowed by the hope, the excitement, and the feeling that she really is your ideal partner. So you swat away those doubts because her openness, her trust in you, her childlike vulnerability and innocence, and the way she makes you feel needed ignites your protector, provider instincts, and you get hooked. And besides, how bad could something that starts this amazing actually be? You can handle it. You're strong. All she needs is a good man to love her, right? Wrong. Third sign is the crazy impulsivity. Impulsive borderlines are exciting, tantalizing, unpredictable, out of control, and extremely impulsive. When she's emotionally regulated, you can have great conversations, you can negotiate, rationally compromise, and come to mutual agreements. But once she's emotionally dysregulated, an hour later, everything is out the window. And another thing is she will often be honest about her reckless, impulsive, bad behavior. This may come with or without apology, but she will often tell you exactly what she's done. She'll test you. She wants to know if you will stick by her no matter what she throws your way. She needs you to prove over and over that you won't leave. But no matter how many times you prove it, she will continue to do things that she's promised she wouldn't do anymore. But when the impulse strikes, she does what she wants, when she wants, without any regard whatsoever about how it will impact you. And if you ever dream of even doing any of those things in return, there will be hell to pay forever. Sign number 4, the impulsive borderline is extremely vindictive. When you hurt her, she will strike back in ways you couldn't ever imagine. There is nothing she won't do to get back at you. Calling the police on you, getting you fired, accusing you of something really horrible. Things that can literally ruin your reputation or even your life. After it's all over and she's emotionally regulated again, she can feel genuine remorse, even hating herself for what she's done. She may behave in super apologetic ways. Everyone around you may be trying to warn you. They may be thinking you're crazy to be putting up with this. But you think they just don't understand how good it is when it is good. You feel like you can work through the bad stuff, that she'll eventually change, that it'll all be worth it in the end. So you keep trying. The 5th sign is the frantic fear of abandonment. She may initially come across as fearless, as independent, but soon you will discover how insecure she really is and how terrified she is of abandonment and rejection. And she will behave in irrational, erratic, and ultra dramatic ways to ease her frantic fears of abandonment. Her jealousy and insecurity is indescribable. Heaven forbid you look in the direction of another woman or a woman looks your way. All hell will break loose. All parties and social events end in disaster. She will demand that you stop talking to any female you know, friends, co-workers, even family members, maybe even guys that you know, because they might talk to a girl or talk about a girl. She will make you feel like you need to stay right by her side as to not trigger those insecurities. And because you don't want to have to deal with these blow-ups, which are often public for everyone to see, and then go on for days and weeks in private, you end up complying and becoming like her lapdog to avoid these outbursts and or emotional withdrawals. The 6th sign is that you feel like you are on the wildest roller coaster ride with extreme ups and downs. It will be incredibly rocky almost from the start. One minute you are her everything. She couldn't be happier, and the next she hates you. You are the worst thing that's ever happened to her, and she's breaking up with you, usually ending the relationship as a ploy to cheat on you without feeling guilty, and to put you in a state of anxiety and withdrawal to ensure that you can see what you're going to lose or how lonely you'll be without her. She makes you feel like you're in heaven, but after a while, she mostly makes you feel like you're in hell. She ridicules, attacks, criticizes, says the worst things anyone has ever said to you, and makes you feel like the worst person in the whole world. Then, later on, she's super sorry, behaves super sweet, and, acts all thankful for you and grateful that you are saving her, helping her, and she promises to get better, to do better, maybe even to get help. And then maybe there's a few happy days, maybe a bit of love bombing, but it's a wild ride that never ends well. The 7th sign is borderline rage, and this is the foaming at the mouth, blackout rage, things flying by your head, verbal attacks, maybe even physical assaults. And this rage can be for no good reason. For example, you didn't prepare her coffee the proper way, or place the pillows on the couch the correct way, or maybe you're just breathing wrong or talking stupid, and she loses it. And she can go into a blind rage for these minor reasons. And if you're not together physically at the time when she goes into a rage, you will get text bombs with the nastiest barrage of accusations, attacks, and threats. Number 8, when the impulsive borderline is emotionally dysregulated, it is a no-win situation. For example, if she flirts with another guy and you get jealous, Well, then you're insecure, needy, or accused of being toxic and trying to control her. If you don't get jealous, you don't care. You don't love her. I could give you a lot of these examples, but if you are with an impulsive borderline, I am certain that you have 1,000 examples of your own. But the point is, no matter how you respond in these situations, even if you tried every possible combination of responses, you will always be wrong. You cannot and will not win. You can be on your best behavior. You can be a total hermit, never going anywhere or doing anything to set her off, and still she'll go off. Number 9, you are constantly battling her false sense of reality. You're walking on eggshells. You start hiding mundane things from her. You just don't want to deal with hours of explanations, reassurances, and fighting against her twisted reality. Number 10, in the end, you can't live with her and you can't seem to live without her. You feel like you're going crazy, but you also feel really bad for her. You don't want to abandon this woman that you love, but you know the cycle. You know that in a few hours, few days, she's going to be cursing you, maybe even getting physical, turning people against you, flirting or cheating with other guys, breaking up with you, or maybe causing you to break up with her. The on and off cycle goes on and on and on until you feel crazy, to a point where you end up feeling disconnected, numb, and completely stripped of any self-esteem and self-respect you've ever had. You look in the mirror in disgust, feeling like a failure, full of self-doubt, second-guessing yourself, and trying to figure out what went wrong. And when you think of all the fights, all the devaluation, the comparisons, the threats, you can see how toxic it is. You rationally know that it's bad, but somehow you can't let go. You know this drug is killing you, but you can't break free. And anytime you do, all you can think of are the amazing times that you shared, because there truly were magical times. And so you fool yourself into believing all the crazy crap didn't happen, or that you can work it out, maybe just love her more, or maybe it wasn't as bad as you're thinking. But it's in this fooling yourself that you lose your self-trust, your self-respect, your self-confidence, your self-worth, and your overall sense of self. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and check out my playlist on borderline personality disorder.